walked into this high dependency unit where they send sick mothers. And I remember seeing 3 or 4 women in there, and I asked, well, why are they there? And they said, well, they all had pre-eclampsia, and they were all very sick, and all their babies had died. It just occurred to me at that point that if they'd been delivered a week earlier, they'd all be less sick, and their babies would be alive.
So pre-eclampsia is a complication of pregnancy, and we know that it's related to the placenta not functioning as well as it should do. And because of that, there's not very good blood flow from mum's side through the placenta to baby. And that can cause various different complications if we don't detect it early and if we don't manage it and treat it. So typically you see high blood pressure, and then you can get protein in the urine, and it can also go on to involve other organs within the body such as the liver, the kidneys, the brain. And sometimes if it's not managed well, it can progress very rapidly. It can cause very serious complications such as stroke or even maternal death. For the baby, we know because the baby is not getting as much blood flow and nutrients as it needs, there's a risk that the baby is not able to grow properly, and that can lead to a condition called growth restriction. And again, if we don't act on that in a timely manner, then ultimately that could lead to stillbirth. So 46,000 maternal deaths every year, 500,000 baby deaths every year are associated with pre-eclampsia. And this is a condition which is difficult sometimes to diagnose, it can be difficult to predict, it's progressive, it's serious.
Alisa afuna alisa esangisha amadezi alipo nali omfafidire fibi mwana chile mumfwa kwenda sana nama kana alisa esapona pain by clinic nimsachi mumpe kwa amadezi alipo aho lifye muleba limine chungulu kutiwa bora na isa kunganda after 3 days na isa rola na isa esakuno na papira pano pen na sister bali basanjira ta umwana ali bridge so again tutumina aba ambulance before aba ambulance tabala na isa papa no mwana wafu.
Cradle 4 was therefore looking at, can we implement a routine policy of planned early delivery from 34 weeks of pregnancy for women who have pre-eclampsia, who haven't yet developed a serious complication, meaning that they would need immediate delivery. So instead of waiting until either they develop complications or they reach 37 weeks, we wanted to know if we delivered them earlier, could we reduce adverse pregnancy outcomes. It took place across 9 sites in India and Zambia. In India, we were based in Karnataka, which is a state in southern India, and in Zambia, we were based across a few different provinces, so Lusaka, Central and Copperbelt Province.
First year this strange nariti na no say shana pata same experience na kwete mu 2010 because yana that is what I'm conversion so na leti na first But after I started with the clinic here the first time. Options but at least I was at peace. I was very much at peace.
So when I think about all that I've learned, there are two things that stay with me. The first is listen to the women. I talk about this whenever I do antenatal clinic or whenever I'm teaching, because we should strongly empower women, especially in pregnancy, to speak up and speak out. And the second one is follow the evidence. The evidence will tell us how to provide the best care, and the research will tell us how to improve that care so that we get better outcomes for women and their families.
We saw that there was a significantly reduced risk of stillbirth in the planned delivery group, and that was reduced by about 75%. Planned delivery from 34 weeks is safe for the baby. So we found that for women in the planned delivery group, the risk of developing severely high blood pressure was significantly lower. And the number of other complications, such as eclampsia or placental abruption, were also lower in the planned delivery group.
I'm Dr. Sebastian Chinkoyo. I'm a consultant obstetrician and gynecologist based at Ndola Teaching Hospital in Zambia. I'm proudly associated with Cradle 4 trial. I was the principal investigator at the Ndola site.
I'm Dr. Geetanjali Kadkeri from S. Technikappa Medical College, Bagalkot, one of the study sites for the Cradle 4 trial from India. I'm really happy that the Cradle 4 trial has proved that, like in the high-income countries, there is no concern for delivering babies in the late preterm period in women with pre-eclampsia. And this is very, very important, especially for us, because we know that sometimes continuation of pregnancy for even a day could mean a much worse outcome for the woman.
My name is Barrington Vualika. I'm professor of obstetrics and gynecology and our site investigator for the Cradle 4 project, which has given us insight and removed fears that inducing a woman in a planned way after 34 weeks did not result into any adverse effects.
Because clearly that potential for saving babies, making the mother better, is enormous. And I think one of the things we achieved is we proved that concept, but at the same time showed that the downside to delivering many more people who were going to live anyway is not harmful.
My greatest hope and lesson learned from the Cradle 4 trial is research saves lives. We saw that at first hand with the intervention, with the reduction in stillbirths. And then we also saw it in terms of the legacy that it leaves with the communities, the women, the healthcare professionals. And this has got such strong, powerful, long-lasting messages for research in pregnancy, both in the communities, but also much more widely.
And I kind of wanted to hear from you now. How is it going since then? Like, how do you feel that the trial results have been received by people?
Our women, our culture, they have that thing of if they deliver early, the baby will be premature and they're going to stay long in the hospital. But it has come out to be something that is not happening, because when they are delivered early, the outcome is good, and the mothers, they go home early without spending much time in the hospital.
This time a woman comes in with raised BP. Actually, they start counseling them for early delivery just there upon admission. So we've seen an increase, and doctors are more comfortable now than way back.
And they call us by Cradle. They will refer to us by Cradle, because we've seen an increase in the admission of mild pre-eclampsia, and most of them are being managed at the hospital. So we've seen a great improvement.
We also know how to effectively manage it, and that's by good access to antenatal care, good monitoring during pregnancy, and if and when we do detect preeclampsia, timely intervention and timely delivery. And that is something that I want every woman to have access to.